Alright, this review I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of the Bravo Company Gunfighter grip, the Mod 3 version, the Magpul MOE grip, and the Magpul MIAD grip. This isn't really can't really be a fair review if I'm going to include the MIAD. The MIAD's kind of a different grip. It's a multi-piece grip. It's almost twice as much as the other grips. In reality, if we're going to look at the BCM Gunfighter, we really have to compare that to the Magpul MOE because they're both one-piece grips, and they're both right around $18–20, whereas the MIAD's like $35 or $37. But since I have it, I figure we'll just take a look at all three of them. So these are three of the popular choices. They're on the market for grips. There's also the standard M4 type of plastic grip. And of course there's the grips made by Ergo, the rubber overmolded grips, which I don't have either of those. And then of course there's these. These are two of the styles for Magpul. This is kind of Magpul's first one-piece grip with the beaver tail on it. They've since come out with the MOE Plus, which is a rubber overmolded version of this one. That's also a grip I don't have. And then of course Bravo Company has got several different flavors of their grips. The one I'm going to be looking at today is their Mod 3. Their Mod 3 is actually wider than the other ones. It's about a 1/4 inch wider. So this is their newest grip in their product line. And this is the first time I've actually held a Mod 3, so this is kind of an unboxing video as well. So you can see right here we've got the POP packaging. Typical Magpul products ship in the box. And of course this is the POP material for a Bravo Company, the blister pack, which is nice material. And I'm going to go ahead and unpackage these three. We'll start with the MIAD. The MIAD is a single type of box. There's no outer covering to that box. And the MIAD ships with printed instructions. And a plastic bag with all of the parts. This is a roll pin, and the roll pin is for attachment of this back strap with the beaver tail on it. There's a you can hammer the roll pin in there. So it comes with several different back straps, and it comes with 3 different types of front straps, front sections. You can see the one that's on here now has got kind of the finger guide, sort of like the stock M4 grip, and we've got this one. And then, actually, so there's 2 front ones and there's 3 back ones. And this third back one here doesn't have the beaver tail on it. And these slide off, or slide upwards like so. And you can take that off and slide the new one on. I guess it would help if I looked at the grip and not in the camera display. Like so. So the logic with this is this allows you to tailor the grip for your particular hand, And I'll take this off camera for just a second. I don't have the roll pin in here, so I should be able to take this apart. There's a little clip right down here. If you push in, then you can slide the back strap off, and you can custom tailor it to fit your hand. And these two with the beaver tails, you can see one is thicker than the other. So if you got a really big hand, you can go with the bigger back strap, or if a smaller hand, go with the smaller. Or if you don't like the beaver tail, you can remove it and put this one on. It comes with a removable plug back here for storage, or for the addition of a storage module for batteries or bolt and firing pin, whatever. I don't have the cover down here with me because I actually have a storage module, which I'll talk about shortly. Okay, so you can either run this with the removable door and you can store items in there, or you can purchase a grip core, and this is a sample of several grip cores that Magpul offers. This grip core also fits the MOE pistol grips as well, and it slides and snaps into the bottom and provides secure watertight storage. This particular one is designed to hold 2 CR123 batteries. This is very cool. I like this a lot. I've run these on all of my weapons for many years. Again, I'm a real stickler when it comes to added storage. And I've used these for AA's. I believe there's actually a grip core insert that has a bunch of tools on it as well. It's quite expensive, but it's another nice option if you want to include like a little built-in multi-tool that slides in here. There's one that holds an extra bolt and a firing pin, which is nice. I don't have that one. But those options are out there. So this is just an ingenious, wonderful design that Magpul came out with that gives the end user adjustability to tailor the fit of this to their particular hand. And these grip cores are fabulous. So that is the MIAD. Again, that's like $35 to jump up to that. And of course, if you want the grip core, that's extra money. That's another, I don't know, $10, $12, something like that. So moving on, this is the Magpul MOE. This one would be the roughly the direct competitor for the BCM Gunfighter, because they're a one-piece design. It's not really fair to compare this, the MIAD. That's kind of a step up with the replaceable back straps on it, and it's definitely almost double the money. So these are the two, if you're looking in the sub $20 price range, that you probably will be looking at. The Magpul packaging, again, the MOE does not include any instructions. Just a plastic bag in a box, and you can see the MOE with the texturing, the fixed beaver tail design, aggressive texturing here on the sides, and then more texturing here on the front, and the removable plug on the bottom. This is what the plug looks like. The plug is not hinged or attached in any way, shape, or form. It comes right out. And on the inside is a single flat-headed screw. The flat-headed screw appears to have a dab of, looks like yellow Loctite or some sort of thread locking compound on it. So the screw, again, this is a very simple basic upgrade from the standard M4 grip, and you know, it feels good in the hand. It's got good a grip surface on it. The beaver tail is nice, and the added storage down there in the bottom of the grip is definitely an added bonus. So I'll open the Bravo company. It has a single staple that holds the POP packaging material together. There is no installation instructions with this one either, which makes sense. And the compartment door on the bottom, you squeeze down on this and it pops open. Now this is actually hinged, so you're not going to lose this. And inside is a flat-headed bolt and a lock washer. The bolt does not have any type of locking compound on it. As far as I know, there are no grip cores available for the BCM products. So if you're going to store something inside of here, it's going to rattle around. And what I've done is I'll take a paper towel and I'll wrap my components in the paper towel and stuff it in there, so it keeps it from rattling around and such. So, but it's definitely big enough. You could get a small to medium sized Allen wrench in there, some batteries, maybe a little tube of oil, whatever you feel the need to carry with you. This locks into place. It's solid. It's not going to pop open. One of the sell points of this particular grip, and get my notes out here. Let's see, what does Bravo Company have to say? Bravo Company says this grip has a reduced angle for improved ergonomics and trigger control. Well, I don't know in comparison to what, but it looks very, very similar to the Magpul MOE. Hinge trap door for storage, we just saw that. This has an extended forward tang to close the gap between the trigger guard and the pistol grip. And of course the high-rise beaver tail. This is what they're referring to. A lot of times with the trigger guard installed on a lower receiver and the grip, there ends up being a gap between the pistol grip and the trigger guard. And this is why this is on this particular grip. I don't know how that actually is going to work in real life. We will try that here. I will put this on a lower near the end of the video and see how this fits. And if that does what Bravo Company claims it is going to do. Now, like I mentioned, this is the Mod 3 Gunfighter grip. This is the newest model. It is supposedly a 1/4 inch wider than the Mod 0 and the Mod 1. And since I don't have the Mod 0 and the Mod 1, I can't verify that or do any claims. All I can do is look at the probably its main competitor, which would be the Magpul, and they both feel solid. They both feel good. I can't tell here if there's a difference in the width between these two. I have noticed here that the back of the MOE there's stippling or a texturing back here. The back of the Bravo company, it's nothing, it's completely smooth. The front has texturing. Of course, the front of the Magpul has the texturing as well, and we have texturing on the sides. The texturing on the side of the Bravo company actually goes up higher than the Magpul. The Magpul stops right where my thumb is, and the Bravo company goes up here, so I don't know, about a 3/4 of an inch higher for the texturing on the Bravo company grip. Since I still have my caliper handy, let's see if I can find out exactly the diameter. Looking at the Bravo company, it looks like the overall outside diameter right near the middle is 31.57. It's 31.57 millimeters. And on the Magpul MOE, 30.59 millimeters. So the claims by Bravo company are probably geared towards this Mod 3 version being wider than their other versions, not necessarily wider than any of the Magpul products. So at this point, the feel, the texturing, the quality, the Magpul grips, which, let's see, you may not be able to see from the front end, especially with a grip screw in it. But if you look at it, there's two screw holes in the Magpul, and one of those obviously is for the screw to attach this to the lower receiver. The other one, I believe, is to give you access to an Allen bolt to adjust the wobble between an upper and lower receiver. Some lower receivers have a Allen bolt in them, and that allows you to snug up the lower receiver to the upper receiver. So I believe that's what this secondary hole is for on the Magpul. So the MIAD and the MOE both have that. The Bravo company does not. The Bravo company has a single hole. So in the event you were using this on a lower receiver that had the Allen bolt adjustability, you would have to mate your lower receiver and your upper receiver, adjust that Allen bolt for a tight fit, and then install your pistol grip. I don't know if that's any type of a deal breaker for anybody. I know it isn't for me. Normally those types of adjustments I do when I'm putting the parts, test fitting the parts together. I wouldn't probably need to make adjustments in the field. That's just me, but I'm noting it because I'm seeing it right here. So I think I've pretty much covered everything that I'm visually noticing here on the differences between the Bravo Company Mod 3 and the MOE. If we throw the MIAD in, you can see what all three of them look like. And the MIAD, while I'm thinking about it, let me take a caliper reading on the overall outside dimensions of that. 31.01 millimeters. So they're all right around the same. They all have roughly the same girth. So looking at all three of them, well, my obvious choice here is the MIAD for the enhanced functionality, but again, it's almost twice as much, so we can't really throw that in, use that as a comparison because it's substantially more and it's a different type of modular grip. Between these two, the MOE and the Bravo, that's a tough one. I'm going to fit these two to see if there's any advantage with actual fitaments on a lower receiver, but just by looking at these, my preference is going to go to the MOE only because of the grip core inserts that you can get to hold. Like you can see I've got two CR123 batteries in there. It doesn't make any noise at all. Now if I take those two CR123 batteries and let's just toss them in the Bravo company. The Bravo company grip looks like it could hold, yeah, it looks like the Bravo company, it almost looks like you could get 4 of these in there, but you can't. Well, you can't see that, but here about that. It almost looks like you could get 4 of them in there, you know, do 2 side by side and then 2 on top of that, but it is not big enough to get 4 in there. You're only going to be able to get 2, and with the bottom closed, that's what you get without packing it with some cotton balls or something else. You got the noise. So this really needs a grip core insert as well. Maybe Magpul has a patent on those and nobody else can make them. I don't know. But that's my preference here in this situation is going to go to the Magpul because of the grip core inserts. The grip core insert going to cost you another $10 or $11. So you're basically taking your $20 grip and you're making it a $30 grip to get that grip core insert. So with my initial impressions, I'm still kind of sold on the Magpuls. I don't see any positive advantage that the Bravo company wants bringing to the table at this point. This extra tang, we're going to experiment with that here in just a second and see what that does or what that accomplishes on the lower receiver. Alright, here's the Bravo company Gunfighter Mod 3 grip installed on a Spikes tactical lower receiver. Nice tight fit, fits well. You can barely make out right down here this tang. With this particular lower receiver and such, there really is no gap right here, so this tang serves no purpose on this particular lower receiver. I know on some lower receivers there ends up being a little gap right there, so that's the function of the tang. So this might be a nice choice on a lower receiver where there actually is a gap. You know, on this one there isn't, so it doesn't really serve much of a purpose. I actually thought that, you know, with this right here that it was going to create fitment issues, but it's, you know, it fits nice and tight, just like the Magpul does. It's got a nice feel to it. So you can see the tang right there. But at this point, I don't see a real sell point for this over like the Magpul, the MOE, or like the MOE Plus. The MOE Plus is a rubber overmolded grip, which is like, you know, if you've ever used the Ergo grip, it's like that. So it's a nice grip, but the lack of I think the big killer is the lack of a grip core, in my opinion. because I use the grip cores on all my rifles, and I find that a very good function, and even though it costs me extra money. But if storing stuff in the grip is not important to you, then this might be something worth looking at, especially if you've got a little gap down there, and this tang might cover that gap for you. So let me swap this over to the Magpul, and you can see what that looks like. Alright, here's the Magpul MIAD, which I put on here. You can see the fitment. The Magpul, the standard Magpul MOE, more or less fits the same. And you can see that, on the Spikes lower receiver that I have here with the enhanced Spikes billet trigger guard, there is no gap right there. Some of these lower trigger guards may end up leaving a gap down here, and the Bravo company with the extra tang would come in real handy for filling over that gap. But I think a lot of the gap is just going to depend upon what lower trigger guard you end up using on your lower receiver. So if you're using this type of a billet trigger guard, you're not going to have any gap anyway. So the tang doesn't, wouldn't do me any advantage on this particular gun. And of course the grip core, again, assuming I can put it in the correct way. Snaps into place, and you're good to go. So I think my number one choice is the Magpul MIAD with the grip core. Obviously it's more money. My second choice would be the Magpul MOE Plus, and that's the rubber overmolded grip, which is not shown here in this review. And last on the list would be the Magpul MOE standard grip, and I would run all three of those with a grip insert. And if none of those were available, I'd probably look at the Bravo company one. The Bravo company would be more desirable if it had a grip core, but again, that's personal preference. That's completely my opinion, because I find the grip core a very good sell point. And so like right now I couldn't get rid of this and go with the Bravo company. I can't do it. The grip core and the adjustable straps on this gives me the functionality I need to adjust the fit for my hand. I've got small hands too, so I think that's about going to wrap up this unboxing of the Bravo company Mod 3 grip. My comments and the comparison against the Magpul products. So I'll let you decide which product you want to end up going with, based on your requirements for your rifle.